Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. This is our third in the Robot trilogy, though a lot of people claim it's the second. It's kind of hard to tell because they still got robots in Robot Wars, but they really don't have robots in Crash and Burn. It's like there's one robot, but it's been decommissioned. Robots have been outlawed entirely. They do, however, have a bunch of other plot mechanisms, which actually makes it more of a movie than Robot Wars. So, why don't we just get to it and review it? Crash and Burn.
Now you really ought to go inside.
Why?
The ultraviolet. It's burning you up.
Why?
This movie starts out with Tyson, who's driving down a desert road and stops off at a gas station for some fuel and some food. We get a news report with some good timing because they're going to stray from the regular broadcast and tell us the truth.
You know, that's not what's really going on. I don't care what the company says. This liberty movement is getting stronger. Company officials have expressed to me privately that they're having one heck of a time ferreting out this.
The gas station attendant's a bit weird. He's gone off to get some snake jerky for Tyson, and we meet Scratch, the guy who does full serve, and he's been out in the sun too much, and you can tell. All fueled up, Tyson heads to a plant where he's making a delivery. We also see that they're making a talk show there with some sex tape making prostitutes, and they get an interesting caller.
I don't think human prostitutes are worth a broke dick.
And why is that, caller?
All them weird diseases came back and we had to use human whores after they banned the synthoids.
This caller's amazing. He says that all the disease came back when they banned synths and they had to go back to using human whores. I guess if prostitution's your only method, I mean, you could get a girlfriend. Tyson's from Unicron and he brought 6 liters of Freon, but Lathan doesn't give a shit. He doesn't like big corporations, he's not a fan of them. And then we meet Arren, who is very smitten with Tyson, and she wants him to stay because a big solar storm's gonna hit, and it's gonna be very dangerous out there, but he doesn't want to overstay his welcome. We also see that there's a robot outside, but it's kind of buried in the sand.
It's a long story.
It can't be that long, you're not that old.
I'm 16.
And never been kissed.
Well, this just got awkward, but at least the actress is 21. Parice is a teacher who does video and audio filming, and she's teaching a course. She catches Tyson's eye, a little more age appropriate at least. This wily group of people all have dinner together and have some odd conversations. We learn that Unicron banned the use of computers and robots. And then Winston comes back with the 2 girls that he insulted on his show, and he plans to bang them.
What are you doing back here?
Well, the Dateland motels were all filled up. The thermal coming on, I think we just turn around and come back.
Great.
And I promised these 2 fallen women a nice dinner.
There seems to be a competition for liking Tyson between Parice and Arren, but he ends up bunking with Quinn, and Winston brings the girls to the clinic.
Scared the hell out of me.
Lathan gets killed that night by somebody that he knows, and then an alarm goes off and the power in the air is out. Everybody seems accounted for, even though Arren and Quinn discover his body. Quinn's the only one not noticeably sweating, so clearly he's the killer. Arren's pretty upset about this because Nathan's like her grandfather, and so they give her some drugs, and she tells Tyson that he was jamming the signal of Unicron, and that's why they killed him.
How's the kid?
She's pretty shook up.
Well, this is a fine kettle of snatch. We're gonna be roasting here in this goddamn furnace.
Tyson heads out with Quinn to fix the problem, and Parice notices the water's out, and even Arren's back up, but she's a little wobbly, but she spots some random codes running across a computer screen. Guys fix the problem, come back in, the power and water's been restored, and they go looking for Arren. Quinn refuses an offer, and Arren finds Tyson and shows him all her 90s shit.
How about you? Is there anything I can do for you?
I'm okay.
Arren cuts him to see if he's a synth because Lathan found one infiltrating the ILU, the Independent Liberty Union. She says they're used as watchdogs, and guys, when I'm writing my notes for these films, I write down what I think at that time before it's been revealed, and I'm telling you right now, Quinn's a synth. It's just too obvious. They take this info to the group, and then they start cutting each other. I wonder where they got this idea. The Thing? And everybody starts bleeding. Quinn even passes, and then he cuts Winston, but he freaks.
I need another goddamn drink before you play doctor with me. Ah! Fuck. Jesus Christ, Quinn, you asshole. These all think everything's just a big joke.
I don't recall seeing Arren get cut. She goes to sleep in Lathan's room as Parice and Tyson hug, and then they make love. Aww. Winston checks on his cut. His hand is just covered in blood. I don't know, man. Maybe clean it properly. Tyson gets up after a full recharge of having sex. He grabs a shotgun and then he goes and checks some nitrous canisters. One of them is full of blood. Guys, it's totally going to be Quinn. He's going to use blood and fake that cut that he got. Come on. It's so obvious. Arren activates the robot and then shuts it down so that we know it's repaired. And when she's walking back, she can hear someone. It's the synth. We know that because we're getting a great POV shot. So she hides, but not very well. Oh, and it's Quinn. I'm so surprised.
Let her go. I can snap her neck like a twig. You do, and I'll blow your fucking microchips all over this floor.
Tyson shows up to save her, but he's a terrible shot at close range and an even worse fighter. She has to help him. Quinn explains that his conscience chip has crashed and burned. And I see what you did there. Name of the movie. It's supposed to be a sequel, but honestly, in Robot Jox, when they said crash and burn, it was like break a leg, and then it didn't have anything to do with like an actual chip crashing and burning.
And you two, with your goddamn questions and unpatriotic opinions, we're going to have some fun.
Rather than kill them, Quinn wants to play a game of hide and seek. I mean, I'm really good at that, so I would be down. Winston's hand is so bad, but it's actually probably not his fault because coolant got introduced to his blood, so that's probably why it's so swollen. And Quinn's gonna help him out with that problem.
It's way too late for a doctor. Quinn! I think we better amputate.
Arren sees the body and runs back to the other. No nudity up until this point, until Christie's in the shower, and then Quinn takes off his clothes and joins her. Terrible prostitutes. Where's the money exchange? She sees his face and freaks out, and then so he grabs the shower head and somehow electrocutes her. Then he shotguns the power. Though hide and seek gets better in the dark, Sandra has to save Arren when Quinn's not even playing anymore. And then Tyson shotguns Quinn, which seems to kill him. I would decapitate him just in case. And he says get some pictures of Quinn and meet him and Parice outside. And they do. They get outside, they get into a truck, and then Quinn drops by.
Hang on.
What's the rush?
They run him down and get out of the truck, and Tyson's about to blow his head off, but then a tower falls down on him, but only his leg is trapped. Arren grabs the power from the truck so she can turn on the DV8 robot to get Tyson free. Or, I don't know, you could just blow Quinn's head off and dig his foot free, problem solved. Quinn rips off his legs and his arms so that he can get to Tyson because they were stuck under the metal beams too. So now you only got one arm to kill him, and I guess Parice is just standing and watching. The robot picks up the structure until his arm malfunctions and drops it, and then the arm falls. She does manage to stomp on Quinn though before it completely collapses. I don't think it was repaired. Parice and Tyson go inside to find Arren, who's reading a report, a little left behind note that says there are two. And then Parice attacks him, but we get this beautiful moment.
Don't you want to kiss me just one last time?
Hey. Kiss this.
Then we see some fancy emergency vehicles drive past the gas station, and then Arren and Tyson exit the gas station. They're going to go to ILU headquarters and give them some photos. And they chat, which is nice because this is the first one that didn't just abruptly end. But the end. So as a sequel to Robot Jox, it doesn't really work. Robot Wars probably a little bit more, but even that, questionable. It felt a lot more like Project Shadow Chaser because you had the evil synth running around, killing people, and you had the mystery of it. Also, the factory was a lot like the ships in Project Shadow Chaser 3. I haven't watched 2 and 1 yet, but I'll get to them. I enjoyed the characters. There were some decent characters in here. Tyson was your everyman. That was like a good guy working for an evil company. Arren was the lovable granddaughter. Would have been better to have more time with Lathan and Arren to show their relationship. Because when Lathan died, I was like, Lathan died. Whatever.
You ought to tell your bosses that they ought to worry less about what happens out here in the wasteland and more about those big business shits in Washington.
Look, I'm not breathing down anybody's back. I'm just making a buck.
Quinn, they probably should have teased, was a little bit more human than they did, because I didn't think he was a human the whole time. He just didn't seem, he seemed off the whole time. Very odd that they had prostitutes in this that were terrible prostitutes, get the money up front. But yeah, and then Winston, he was a wealthy owner of the building, or son of the owner of the building, so he got to do his little talk show on there. Who the fuck watches his talk show other than that terrible caller who doesn't have a girlfriend? So sad.
Look at Arren, I need a bit of an advance. I promised these 2 bimbos I'd take them out to dinner.
Yeah? What'd they promise you?
You got a sick mind.
It was a fun movie to watch. So in the end, I'd say check it out because it was entertaining enough. It's not going to hurt you like Robot Wars. That might hurt you a little bit. But in the end, this is the trilogy. This is the Robot trilogy. So check it out. I mean, we could have done such a better Robot trilogy. Such a better version of this could exist. Maybe it does out there. I'll have to find it. I'll let you know. Till then, thanks for watching.